You know, I gotta ask about the last game. You know, between Rafam and between the two Vaselinas, the Caligos, the Katarina, everything else that came out. Was there ever any point in that last game that you thought, I can't beat this, I can't win this?
There's always like the thought that something can go like terribly wrong and you just keep on getting the legendaries that they want, right? I have had like these legendaries in my mind all the time that were like super bad for me. Like for example, Elysiana and such. Like I would have probably not ended up beating that how the game panned out. And also like that, the Asalinas were like super clutch because the normal struggle of the Rafam thing is that they can't like keep up with you. But he ended up getting all of my resources, so he had like pretty efficient removal. And then he got like the VAR got, I don't know, it was a lot of mess. But I knew that it was possible since I had the Hagata. And also my Shudder should be pretty strong, but he had managed to deal pretty well with the Shudder also. And at that point I was like, I just hope he doesn't have like the net legendary into the net legendary every single time and I should be fine. But yeah, I mean, it all panned out. It was pretty insane. Like I haven't played any of those games in practice, so it was unique.
First, congratulations because you played one of probably the best match I've ever seen up to now, and congratulations not to have ever given up. You look like a player who suffers. I mean, there are other players that they wear a poker face and they stand still all the time. You put your hand over your face, you make a lot of expression. And I just wanted to know how real, I mean, how much did you suffer? Most of all in a game like this. And the second part, if you can hear the noise of the crowd, because every time Viper was getting a new legendary weapon, a legendary card, everybody was, ooh, and I was wondering if you were hearing that and thinking, oh my God, what did you draw?
Well, like, I'm very emotional and I care a lot about like how I play and how the games turn out, so I get like pretty stressed out, especially when the stakes are that high. Like, this is basically what I've been working for the entire year, and getting to this point and achieving what I achieved now is like so big to me. And when it comes to the crowd thing, like, you can feel like the energy in the crowd whenever they get loud or like something happens. So that is also like something that adds up on like what happened now. What is happening? Yeah, for sure.
Is there any shout-outs that you want to give now that you have truly become the world champion? Any friends, or like family members that you want to thank?
Well, I obviously want to thank my parents because they've been so supportive of me pursuing this passion of mine, even though that my choices and roads I've taken have ended up with a lot of difficulties, and it hasn't been an easy road to get where I am right now. And my parents have been supporting me throughout this road and supporting that I'm doing my passion, so I really appreciate that. And at the same time, I really just want to give a big thank to like the entire Hearthstone community. Everyone there is super awesome. My practice markers for this tournament were of course also super relevant. Everyone in Team Norraven helping me out, together with Orange, Boston, Board Control, etc. There was so many people, and it's been like an entire journey. Like, at the beginning of the year, my goal was to reach #1 in Europe, and I knew that would have taken a lot from me. And I've been basically traveling around the world last year to achieve that #1 spot, and managing to do it, and then managing to perform now when I'm at the World Championship is a really big thing for me.
Hi there, Kasper. You are on the brink of going out of the tournament while playing with the Polish player 83650. You are down 0-2. Was it your toughest moment during the tournament?
Being 0-2 down there, yeah, was probably like the biggest like nerve I've ever had. Like, I felt like, damn, like this may not work out for me. I had like to trio sweep the suit, which I've done a lot in practice, but it was like super difficult, and I felt like in the 2 first games I didn't really get to play my game, and some dumb stuff happened that I didn't like really like. And like managing to reverse it there was a super difficult task for me. So for sure. And also one of the biggest disappointments I had in the tournament was when I lost the Saiyan. this was all due to the fact that I felt I played poorly in that series. And is it one thing that I like enjoyed less than losing is that I played poorly and like could have like improved myself because all I care about is just trying to play as close as possible to optimal and be happy about my plays all the time.
During that final game with Viper, were you like rather calm inside, or your heart rate was like 180 and you had troubles with catching air?
I was definitely not calm inside. I don't know, like my heart rate is probably very high, and it was very stressful. I was trying to like figure out like what legendaries I could play around and what legendaries I couldn't play around, and like how to like pan out everything because I had like kind of a win con in my deck, and there was like the point where the point you play Shudder is like the point you wanna force their Deathwing because that's like Rafam's only removal. So I kind of have to time that very well to like end up with him Deathwinging and then I like getting ahead after that and should win from that spot. But then he had like the Calcagos thing that I didn't like really account for. That was, but it was like it was a pretty wild game. I'm super emotional and I'm really dedicated to what I do, and it means so much to me to like be able to perform.
All right, we have time for 2 more questions.
You mentioned some of the difficulties that you experienced on the way here. Can you talk a little bit more about those, some of the bumps in the road, I guess?
Well, as you can tell, like pursuing Hearthstone and becoming a professional Hearthstone player means that I have to make sacrifices, right? And like a long time ago, I had like a lot of struggles with other things in life, and Hearthstone and the community in there was kind of what got me back on track, and I felt like I got a lot of motivation from that. And I made a decision together with my family that I was gonna take a break from school and commit 100% to Hearthstone and see how far I can get with that, because that was really what was bringing me happiness, and I felt like it gave me a lot of meaning in life, and it was giving me a lot of good life experiences. So that was probably like the most difficult bump on the road. And there was like a lot of points where I don't know, like I felt like I wanted to like quit and like all that. But I don't know, it's really just been the passion I have for Hearthstone and competing that's been like driving me, and the amazing community we have.
All right, we have time for 1 more. Who wants the last one?
Hi. Although I wrote it for Viper because he's from Germany and I'm from Germany as well, you did some really great sequencing playing up there that truly proved that you should be the world champion. So congratulations. And what would you think, how would you avoid that the Conjurer mage doesn't want to conjure as usually he would do? Because you didn't get your giants and you didn't get the Conjurer's calling, stuff like that.
Yeah, the matches with the Conjurer Mage in the finals were pretty weird. I was actually 100% a winner with the deck before the finals, I think, if I remember correctly. In the finals, like sometimes you have those hands versus when there's like the control mirrors where you just don't draw Conjurer's Calling and Mountain Giants. They become very difficult. Like towards the end there, I was like trying to find niche outs to potentially win. Like I hoped that it was like Spellbender, and then I would have like had the 25%er of stealing the giant, and that happened. And in the order game, I went for like I don't know, 1 in 50 Doomsayer out or something. Like, yeah, I was just trying to find niche outs. I felt like I fought from pretty bad positions, and also with Viper's lineup, both his mage and his hunter was pretty strong, but it was like his suit that was probably his weakness and the deck that I could have like punished the most.
All right, awesome. Thank you very much for your time.
Hey guys, if you like our content, do like and follow our page. Also, select See First to get the latest game news and updates. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel and select on the notify button to get notified to our latest gameplay trailers. Don't miss out!